What's the easiest way to interpret our form responses? Hi, this is Eliot from Workload. In this video, we'll be building a workflow starting with a new form response in Jotform. Then we'll be using the AI wizard by Workload to interpret the responses as either positive or negative. Then we'll be adding all of those details to a new spreadsheet row in Google Sheets. Let's make a workflow. So we're going to start here as always at the workload editor. We're going to give our workflow a title. So this is going to be Jotform to wizard to sheets. And we're going to start by selecting our trigger, which is going to be in Jotform. And the event is going to be a new form submission. I'm going to make sure I'm connected to Jotform. If you have any questions about connecting to Jotform, check out the blog for help. The form that I want this trigger to monitor is my feedback form. So anytime I get a new response to this specific form, that will trigger this workflow. And I'm going to test my trigger, and we have a response. Okay, so I'm going to click continue. One of the form questions asked about how the person's experience was. And I want to use AI to interpret that response and give me either a negative or positive short answer that I can look at quickly without having to read the entire response. So I'm going to go to our tools. I'm going to select the AI wizard by workload. The event is going to be prompt your data. The input data is going to come from that form. And it's going to be the entire answer to our question here, describing your experience. I'm going to tell it to analyze this answer and give me a response of either positive or negative. Click continue. So the answer to the question was the whole place smell of urine. I saw the waiter take out the trash, then serve us our food without washing his hands. He was also finishing all the leftover drinks from people's tables. Food was both burned and undercooked. So we'll see if this can interpret that correctly. And it is negative. All right, so that was successfully interpreted that as a negative response. So I'm going to click continue. I'm going to add a step. This is going to be in Google Sheets. And we are going to create a spreadsheet row. And make sure I'm connected to my Google Sheets account. Again, check out the blog in the description if you need help with logging in. The spreadsheet I want to add these answers to are my form responses. Just sheet one. And then I'm going to add to the columns one at a time. So our first column is the name. So that's going to come from our step one directly from Jotform. And I'm going to find the name, which is down towards the bottom here. And it actually has this pretty format where it has the first and last name. Add to. Email. That's from step one there. Find their email address. Add to. I'm going to go ahead and record the entire response. So that's also from step one. And then I'm going to add that interpretation as either positive or negative. And that's going to come from the step two here, the response. So I'm going to click continue. And then I'm going to test this action. And it looks like we have a success. If I look at my form, dissatisfied has been added with their response and their interpretation of the response as negative. So it looks like our workflow is working properly. I can activate it. And now every time there's a new form submission, that information will be interpreted and then added to our spreadsheet. Now, if we want to, we can try and do one more form response and see if this works. So I'm going to give a good review this time. This will be a 9 out of 10. The feedback, delicious and cost-friendly, great service, lovely time. And that will be by happy customer happy@email.com. So we'll go ahead and submit this form. And then we can look back at Google Sheets. And now that has been added and interpreted as positive. So our workflow is working properly. Everything's good to go. That's how you can use Workload to build a workflow that uses our AI wizard to interpret a form response. Please join the Workload community by commenting on this video with any questions or suggestions for future videos. You can also like this video and click here to subscribe to our channel, or click here to get more content from Workload about how to make your business practices flow more smoothly. And I'll see you next time.